growth and promote an equitable distribution of national resources. Help the post-conflict economies establish institutional capacity and efficient and effective service delivery, and lead the country teams to focus on results and collaboration with other development partners and civil society. Our guest speaker joined the World Bank in 1987 through the Young Professionals Program as an economist in the Debt and International Investment Division of the International Economics Department. Before his current position, he served as country director for Ethiopia and Sudan. Earlier, he was head of the Attacking Poverty Program, manager at the World Bank Institute, that's the WBI, lead economist in the Middle East region, deputy director in charge of the preparation of the World Development Report 1995, entitled Workers in an Integrating World, and a macro finance expert in the research department of the World Bank. Prior to joining the World Bank, he was assistant professor of finance at New York University and has published extensively in the areas of international finance, labor, and trade. Originally, our guest speaker is from the land of the Cedars, Lebanon. He's a Canadian national with a PhD in economics from the University of California at Berkeley. Ladies and gentlemen, I present the World Bank Country Director for Ghana, Burkina Faso, Guinea, Liberia, and Sierra Leone, Dr. Isha Diwan, as our guest speaker.
Well, thank you very much. It's reminded me a little bit of my childhood. It's really a pleasure to be with you. I wish you introduced me as dynamic and young, but I guess these words are reserved for His Excellency. It's good to be with you, Mr. Minister.
I see a bit of grey hair like mine.
Yeah, can't do much about it. And it's really humbling to be with the brain of the economy, as people tend to call bankers. And so, I mean, usually I improvise my speeches, but tonight I was too much afraid of this assistance, so I worked in a disciplined way, as the Minister said, and I wrote some notes, because I thought that this is really a special industry and a special moment for the industry. So I was actually quite happy to have to think about it. So thank you for inviting me. I was a bit worried when you said that you can't wait, because I've put a lot of ideas together. But I guess it would just increase the suspense, and you know, which is what's needed tonight, right?
That's what we need.
Very good. I mean, I thought the theme of the meeting, financial intermediation for rapid socioeconomic growth and development, is really right on for the year, because the moment is so special. I mean, perhaps to start, it is good to start by celebrating, because really the last 10 years for the banking sector in Ghana have been really a remarkable and spectacular story. The basic data shows that since the beginning of the reforms in 2000, so the past 10 years, I guess, the age of the awards, so much has happened. The asset base of the banks today is about 13 billion Ghana CD, which is about 65% of GDP, perhaps a bit less when GDP is reevaluated. But it was only 30% in 2000. So that's a doubling as a share of GDP, and then more in 10 years. The number of banks has grown to 25, and the number of branches has really mushroomed. Private credit has grown a lot. It's now about, it used to be 12% of GDP, is above 30 now, so it's nearly tripled. And so now Ghana has a banking sector of comparable magnitude to some of the strong banking sectors in Africa, such as Nigeria or Kenya. So it's really a remarkable achievement for all of you here that have been engaged in this industry. And as you know, the growth has been driven by growth in the economy, businesses, the service sector, and it really marked the end of financial repression and the beginning of innovation in a more open environment. Lending has grown, particularly to consumer credit, and it's good to keep that in mind, because the future business is going to be more challenging than the past one.